Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back. So, today we had the CPI. So, today is December 13, 2022. Today we had the CPI release, and the CPI is the Consumer Price Index. It's a measure of the change over time in the prices paid by urban consumers for a market basket of consumer goods and services. So, basically, we had a release of that news. And why that news affects the stock market is because the CPI has a direct relation to how the Federal Reserve hikes or cuts interest rates. In this time, it's like hike. So if the CPI comes in better, that's where we have a less intense hike. So instead of a 0.75, we might have a zero point 0.5 or a 0.25, and then generally, if you have a slower rate hike, that would be bullish for the market. So today we had a CPI release of 7.1, and you can check this out at Trading Economics and just type in Consumer Price Index or CPI, and you'll see the inflation rate 7.1 here. And then that really is what sparked the movement in the market today. So as soon as that release came out, which was around 8, I think 8:30, I think it was solid 8:30 it came out. So that was bullish for the market. As you can see, the dollar reacted immediately and went to like new lows. So you see the dollar reacted with a big gap down, which was quite bullish for the market. The QQQ reacted immediately. And then what I decided to do today, actually broke some of my rules, but I decided to go for the TQQ, looking for a continuation play. What I'm seeing is that I possibly could have had a better reversal play because the market did not continue. The market reversed all of that movement today, and that would have been a perfect reversal play. And I'll show you why these matter in a bit. So basically, I'm just reviewing what I could have done better. First of all, I could have done better by just entering to the negative side with a stop loss at just like the recent highs. So I could have entered because this is the 9 o'clock candle, right? So this is the open. I could have said, okay, I want my stop loss somewhere above here. That way that if the market decides to make a newer high, it would just hit me out and continue to run. But instead, I placed my trade this way, and I had my stop loss a little bit above half the green candle, which was good. But what I did today was actually I upped my sizing, which is like I'm breaking my rules. I usually just do 30, as you can see here, 30, 30, 30, 40, 20, 50. So I tried to do less until the system proves out, and today I believe that the good CPI news would have caused a continuation rally in the market, especially for those who can't trade it can't trade it in the pre-market. I was thinking we would have been able to push it up for those traders who are trying to trade it to the upside while regular market hours are open. But it seems like everybody who was able to trade this time and run it up, they just sold off on the open market, and that was it. That's what happened today. So this was the only trade I had today, and you remember that the date is kind of wrong. So this is December 13, and you can see what time I entered, exactly 9:30. So I got this open and I tried to ride it to the upside, and then what I did was I set a stop loss at, what's that? I think 20. Yeah. So here's my alert. I set my stop loss at 23.40. Yeah, 23.40, but it seems like it filled me a little bit higher for some reason. So I set my stop loss at 23.40. And as soon as the 10 o'clock candle came down, it knocked me out. So basically, you can see where I entered here with the horizontal ray. So 24.14. So that's right, like on the open there. It's like right on the open there is where I opened, and then I got stopped out somewhere somewhere just like right here, 23.44, huh? So around there. So I opened here to the buy side and got hit out here. That's where my stop loss hit, and then the total loss on that trade was $216. So basically, I learned some things from this. Basically, it's better. It's really better to just keep trading your system. If I had traded my system, I would have lost $30. Okay, $30. But since I decided to up it, thinking that I was more certain on the trade, and these things happen. These things happen because if I was right, I would have had an outsized return. But since I was wrong, I had an outsized risk and outside loss, which is just part of it. But basically, look at it. If I was to go the right direction from 24 on 300 shares and you get a $2 move down, essentially would have made at least $600 on this trade from a trade that you just held on the daily. So that's basically it. That's basically what happened today on the TQQ. Tomorrow is Jerome Powell is going to speak, so I'm not sure how the market is going to take that. I plan to take another trade. I might take another outside trade. I'm not going to let this one just affect me. I'm going to take the trade tomorrow, just have some positions so that if I am right and we have an outsized move, I want to capture that. But also, if I'm wrong, I want to be taken out just about immediately. But I think I'm going to be right. And let's just see how it plays out. Basically, that was it. What else I wanted to show you? So as you can see on the QQQ, which is the broader index, so this mimics the Nasdaq 100. You had the exact same move, right? And on the TQQ, it's the same thing. So you notice that even though the TQQ is like 3 times leveraged, it still had just about the same moves, and it has the not even just about, it has the same moves, the same candles. You can hardly see a difference in it here. And then for the dollar moved down, found the bottom, and continued to come up, which is bearish for the QQQ. So if I was focusing on the dollar and saw this support being formed, I probably could have exited my position. However, by this time I was probably hit out of my trade. But yeah, probably by this time I was out of the trade. And funny enough, guys, today, while the market came up, I had moved up my stop loss, right? I moved up my stop loss to like 23.70, and around 23.70 is where I would have lost around $100 on this trade max. So I would have been hit out earlier, right? But my thing is, I believe that the market would have came down and continued back up, to which it did not. It just continued. It came back up, right? And then this open just pushed right down into my stop loss territory. And that's what happened. So I'm getting used to just taking some of the losses, just finding out what would have been the best way to play this. The best way, I'm thinking, if I had stuck to my system, I would not have lost that much money, and I would have just been stopped out early, and that would have been me for the day. That's basically it. I know it's hard for me to say learn from my mistakes, because I really believe that everyone should learn from their own mistakes. It really concretes the lesson. Somebody can see your mistakes, but if they don't feel it, it's like it does nothing to them, you know? Like you can tell somebody, oh, it's gonna hurt. They still have to try it out for themselves, you know? That's basically it. This is where I show my strategy. This is where I show my journaling of my wins and losses, because not everybody is willing to show wins and losses and actually show you the journey. So I'm hoping that I can just document my entire journey from not being profitable, not being consistently profitable, to being profitable, to having a strategy, to having my own edge. So I want to show all of that documentation process and hopefully provide you some value during the journey. Because, I mean, everybody wants to be rich, but some people try to charge you up the ass for it, you know? I'm not trying to charge you up the ass for it. I want everybody to have money, but it just seems like, I don't know, it just seems like, I don't know, some people just want people to rip them off, or I'm not sure what is the deal. Like, do people who rip people off win, or does it mean that people who try to do good, they don't win? I don't know what's the case, but I'm just hoping it doesn't have to bring me down an evil path to just winning all of this, because that would be quite sad with me just trying to be very transparent, trying to be very honest, and trying to build my skill set. I want this way that I'm trying to promote work just to show you the journey, show you how I build my edge, show you my fuck ups, show you how I end up doing better, show you how I build the edge, show you all of it, and then hopefully that can provide some value to you instead of somebody having to charge you up the ass and then maybe you still don't learn the entire process. Hopefully you find some value from this, and basically that's it for today, and I'll see you tomorrow. We won't miss it. We're keeping it consistent. All right, bye bye.